Onetake. This is NBA Onetake featuring your truly pretty boy Lakers. This is NBA Onetake for your head. NBA Onetake. Are you praying? Coming to you live from downtown Brooklyn. This is NBA Onetake. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. NBA playoffs. Game 7s. Game 7s, man. Yo, the playoffs been crazy this year. I don't care what anybody says. I'm loving it. I'm loving the drama. I'm loving this shit. I haven't loved this like this in it's been a while. Every single series has been like had its own little drama. And we need that. I like that. The drama. So speaking of drama, history has repeated itself.
Wait.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, history has definitely repeated itself because we have Detroit Pistons versus Orlando Magic. And I said a few days ago that Orlando Magic wet the bed, and I think most likely it's going to cost them because you gotta, when you're just not hitting and it's just not working for you and you're forcing the action, there's something to definitely be said about that. And it translated for all players involved except for Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero had 38. He was efficient. Only one that could do anything, even when it's close and it just got away. Paolo was able to do what he can to best help try to get his team to win. It wasn't enough. That's Cade Cunningham. 32-10. Cade Cunningham taking over, making things happen. Cade Cunningham with his running buddy, Tobias Harris, who had 30. Tobias Harris. And I did say, I still strongly believe Tobias Harris should not be the second best player when your team, if you're really ready so I can say win a championship, it ain't hitting me the right way. But Toby did step up. He stepped up. Big time. Jalen Duren. 15-15. And he finally stepped up. And Duncan Robinson and Dennis Jennings. Finally, he broke out some slump that he's been in. Azar Thompson playing great defense. Pistons put on a great masterpiece in his game and playing great defense. And Will, ladies and gentlemen, we go into the next round. Now, let me, hold on. Orlando Magic, I gotta talk about this a little bit. Because I didn't say they was playing for their coach, because widespread around the league that he was going to be fired. He went up 3-1. That was a good sign that he possibly could keep his job if they could get to the second round, possibly with some spirited effort. I don't think this helps his case on keeping his job. I understand AFC number 1 seed, Franz Wagner was out, but still all in all, they're looking at results. And in a season where Tatum was hurt and the Sixers and everything, there was, and what the Cavs was doing as they regressed, they were looking at Orlando Magic, myself included, winning 50 games and possibly going to the top will be the conference finals. The expectation was the second round. Neither one happened. Now, because of that, a good coach is going to lose his job.
They're going to check everything. They want itemized shit.
That's tough. This is tough. Now, would a new coach bring in Orlando? I think for the most part is going to possibly make some moves to get better roster-wise for Bane and Banchero, because I stated all along they need a playmaker, they need a point guard, they need a point guard, they need a point guard, they need a point guard. They need a point guard for years. There have been, and there's too much playmaking going around from your top two guys, which I understand, but I don't like that. I like those guys to be set up to be efficient in scoring and also do on-the-ball things. Not mainly it's so many different plays where so many people doing off the ball. It's not working. It didn't work for me. So most likely, if you could do some kind of deal and getting rid of Wagner and Suggs, possibly Anthony Black, two heralded, all three herald players that teams is going to acquire about, and the package deal to see what you can do. You got to get better. And the new coach should have come in with the same things and then try to do some funky, stupid stuff. Then if you're doing that, now you're putting pressure on Banchero as he's going to the playoffs, and this is just not working for him. Something gotta happen. Something gotta happen. Yeah, something has to happen. I'm telling you, something has to happen. This is something has to happen. Okay? Something has to happen. All right. Now the Detroit Pistons is going to face the winner of this Game 7 between the Toronto Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I stated that there's a lot on Donovan Mitchell's shoulders if he does not get out this first round. This is going to be a lot of looming questions about Donovan Mitchell. Because guess what? His teammate, James Harden, has been having those questions for damn near since probably the second or third year he was with the Rockets. And it was really heavy. And every single year, because James Harden been to the playoffs every single year, has had the same problems with James Harden. Effort. What can you do in quote-unquote elimination games? Unquote. Which, when he loses, it looks bad on him, but when he wins, when he closes out teams, no one factors those things out because everybody nitpicks. And I've always said that. But Jared Allen, Big J, he was the unsung hero in this game because he was able to help this team get them to victory, dropping 22 and 19 with a couple of blocks, was really being a force for them and was able to propel this team. Well, James Harden did have 18 points, but he was not great. 5 for 9 was really a setup guy, was not doing other things, but he went to the line. He was getting fouled a lot. So the Cavs win. Max Strus, Sam Merrill was hitting big shots. Evan Mobley playing defense, didn't have a great offensive game like he did last time, but his defense was still spectacular. The Raptors, young Raptors. All I'm going to say about the Raptors, right? You know, you went to the playoffs,
Before they land.
earned your spot in the playoffs at that. No playing bullshit, just earned your spot being really good. All year. Brandon Ingram, he'll be back. Barrett is back. Scotty Barnes is back. Emmanuel Quickly, he should be back. All I'm going to say about them, don't be Orlando. Don't be Orlando. Can't be them because you could be put in that situation where you're that team. Scotty Barnes could be that situation where he's Paolo Banchero. there gotta be something where you need to ascend per se, and get better. To basically say to your team that, listen, we're not expecting nothing else but a championship. What can the front office do? How we're going to get better? How we're going to draft? What are we going to do? Where's the holes at, especially on the roster, to fill those holes and get better under the salary cap and everything else like that, because owners is not willing to pay. Maximize opportunities, maximize the roster. That's all I'm gonna say about the Raptors, because, like I said, they did something I didn't see them there. And every game I saw this season was so much different, so much different things, and the way they ran their offense, everything was just very much, because their coach Darko he's doing a great job, doing so many different schemes and things like that, and I love it. I love the way they play. So just don't be Orlando. You gotta have the mindset has to be something bigger. The mindset has to be something bigger. Gotta be something relatively to OKC. That's what those guys need to be. That's what Scotty Barnes and them need to think about in the offseason. Because they got to be better. Now, when I think about Detroit and Cleveland, this is interesting. Teams are similar, but Detroit expectation is to get to the conference finals. The Detroit expectation is to win it all for them. The Cavs as well. I just see this going 7 games again. Both going to be in brutal series. And I can't even tell the victor, because I'm thinking, I don't know. Either one can win. Either one can win. All right. Something I watched. I watched the Mummy, Lee Cronin, and definitely shout out to the nice, beautiful young lady on Facebook, a Facebook friend of mine. I said it was a good movie, and she was absolutely wrong. This is terrible. I give it a 5 out of 10. The acting was terrible. The way they do different things. It's one of those horror films. It's like the modern horror films. Scary moment here, scary moment with the music and this and that, and it's dealing with gypsies and different things with being a mummy to someone that's supposed to be dead, and all types of things, and so many different things, right? The father was definitely with his bug eyes. He was, I don't know. The mother, yeah, but it just didn't feel convincing, right? I look at so many different things. I'm not going to talk about that. I ain't going to tell everyone the movie and things like that, but it just didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. It didn't. And I understand someone's a remake of The Mummy. No, not the one with Brendan Fraser. That's told people hated that, but then they loved it. They loved it, then but this was not good at all. But this is NBA Onetake's Pretty Boy Lake Girl, and I am out.